So recently, my girlfriend bought me 5-inch inseam shorts, and I have to say, I've literally worn them almost every single day since I've gotten them. Usually, I save this content for the OnlyFans, but hey, I mean, you're welcome, you know? I swear I'm not an asshole. Hey, it's me. So recently I made a community post asking for your Call of Duty hot takes. I was very surprised I got over 130 comments on that post. Thank you very much for that. I greatly appreciate it. I figured I'd take some time to read through them, give them my thoughts. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this. The thing that's very important to me is that I engage with you guys. I want to be a little more than just a gameplay channel. I would love to do some discussion, some reaction-based videos, taking comments from you guys and reading them, giving my thoughts. No, just to make this channel a little more interactive, you know? Trying to diversify, trying to broaden my horizons a little bit, you know what I mean? Leave a like on the video if you want to see more videos like this. And if you're new around here, subscribe. I do mostly Call of Duty and Battlefield content, and if you're into that kind of thing, this channel's for you, man. So here's the community post I made. I started with my own Call of Duty hot take. Euphrates Bridge is an S-tier map, and I will not be told otherwise. Modern Warfare 2019 was the revival in a way for the brand, and then they fucking ruined it with Cold War. I think Sean makes a really great point here. Modern Warfare 2019 really did put Call of Duty back on the map. Modern Warfare 2019 was not a perfect game, alright? The game had a butt-fuck ton of issues, but I do agree that in terms of just quality of game, it's one of the best we've gotten in a long-ass time. Not only the sales records show that, I mean, sales don't mean that it's a good game. Like, that, I'll never say sales equals good game. Just the popularity of it overall. It's still doing really well on YouTube to this day, and it's been over a year and a half since the games came out. I haven't seen that for a Call of Duty game since, I want to say, Black Ops 3. When it comes to Cold War, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know why Cold War even came out this year. That's not saying that it's a bad game. If you enjoy Cold War, there's nothing wrong with that. But it's just so obvious that it was not ready to come out. Honestly, it really only exists just so they can funnel more content into Warzone. But yeah, he makes a really great point. I do think Modern Warfare 2019 was a revival. Modern Warfare 2019 maps aren't bad. We're just used to basic 3-lane maps. Yeah, he makes a good point. When it comes to the whole discussion of 3-lane maps, I am totally in favor of the 3-lane maps. I think it's the best design for Call of Duty maps. I think that's when Call of Duty maps are at their best. However, biggest trend during that time of Call of Duty was instead of actually making, like, you know, interesting, unique maps with the 3-lane structure at its core, the only identity that the maps had, Black Ops 3, Infinite Warfare, World War II, Black Ops 4, those ones in particular were the fact that there was a left, middle, and right lane. And that was it. Tight corridors with some elevation here and there, very predictable, very straightforward. That's what made these games so repetitive to me, and that's why I just did not play them as much. A lot of people will say Modern Warfare 2019's maps are the worst of all time, and I just completely disagree with that. There are some stinkers of maps here, don't get me wrong, there are some really bad maps in this game. It really reminds me of that old school philosophy that these Call of Duty maps used to have. Modern Warfare 2019's maps are, all of them are just unique in a different way. Maps in this game are about as old school as it gets for Call of Duty. They're very non-traditional. Most of them do have the 3-lane design at its core, but it just expands heavily on it. And that's what I enjoyed about them. I really wanted to see this game with a traditional radar and a balanced ghost perk. I feel like the game's pace would be increased exponentially. Exponentially. Cold War is campier than Modern Warfare. Okay, this is the thing. Both games are equally as campy. The maps in Modern Warfare kind of allow you to flank around and get behind them, but Cold War's map design is so basic that it's almost impossible to counter these campers. A lot of the maps are just so straightforward and boring that you have to run into the same exact head glitch every single time to challenge them. And what makes it even worse is the fact that there's no flinch in the game. So if they're using like a fucking LMG sitting ADS with the thermal scope, you can't like get first shot and throw them off guard with the flinch. Like, you just have to out DPS them. And most of the time you're not going to, because the LMGs have an insanely high DPS. Both games are equally as campy. It's just that Cold War's camping is more of an exploit than Modern Warfare. So that's just my opinion though. Stonehaven is the best map in COD history. Alright, you're just trolling, man. Just, no. Holger is a great weapon in multiplayer in Warzone. Hey, man, you know, I respect all opinions, even one as wrong as this one. If you really think the Holger is a great weapon, more power to you, man. Just, you're wrong. Advanced Warfare was the most fun casual COD I've played. I've been seeing more and more Advanced Warfare praise for a while now. I didn't really like the game that much. I just didn't think Advanced Warfare really took advantage of its insanely cool setting. The jetpacks were fun as hell in that game. They were super chaotic and all over the place, and the mechanics were just a little messy in general. The game wasn't bad. It just, there was just underlying things that made it a little to me, you know? Modern Warfare 3 is and always has been fundamentally and objectively better than Modern Warfare 2. Okay. I agree totally. If we're going to get down to just basics and fundamentals, Modern Warfare 3 was a better designed game than Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2 had a butt-fuck ton of issues, and a lot of that had to come with the fact that Infinity Ward and Activision were just getting divorced at the time. So yes, I agree. However, for me, Modern Warfare 3 just didn't have that same punch that Modern Warfare 2 had. I still fucking love the game. It's just that, for me, Modern Warfare 2 just had that it factor, you know? It just had that personality behind it. The thing that puts Modern Warfare 2 over Modern Warfare 3 for me, the maps and the kill streaks. But yeah, Modern Warfare 3 was a better designed game. However, I think Modern Warfare 2 was just way more fun. Warzone is the worst thing to happen to COD multiplayer. Okay, this makes an interesting point because Warzone has done wonders for Call of Duty just in the business sense. However, because of how successful Warzone has been, 6v6 multiplayer is being completely neglected, which sucks because that's pretty much the basis of Call of Duty. That's why a lot of people buy Call of Duty every year. And the thing is, like, you know, Warzone is just so successful, they focus more on Warzone. And I get it. From a business sense, it makes sense. You go where the money is. But I just wish they'd focus a little more on 6v6. Modern Warfare, they started to neglect the 6v6 as the year went on because of how successful Warzone is. And once again, Cold War only exists just to funnel more content into Warzone. Like, it's barely even a game. And that's just what makes me really fear for the next Call of Duty. Apparently, it's supposed to be World War II Vanguard, and I have this feeling that the only reason why World War II Vanguard is happening is just so they can put World War II guns into Warzone. That's my fear. The only reason World War II exists is just for World War II guns in Warzone. I hope that's not the case, but honestly, that's kind of where I'm leaning. While I don't think it's the worst thing to happen, I do think it's negatively affecting the multiplayer side, the traditional multiplayer side. Ghosts was amazing, ahead of its time. Although some aspects sucked, it was still an awesome game. I agree and I don't. I don't think Ghosts is an amazing game. However, I do think it's heavily underrated. There's a lot of aspects of Ghosts that I do like. While I think the campaign is the weakest Infinity Ward entry, still liked its emphasis on stealth. I really liked a lot of the set pieces that Ghost was in, although it was a very basic story. I liked the universe it set up. It didn't really tell it in a great way. I think if Ghosts had better base maps at launch, I feel like it'd been a lot more respected because there are some really good maps on Ghosts, and the DLC maps are absolute fire in this game. Like, could you imagine if this game had the Modern Warfare 2019 and Cold War version of getting content? I feel like the game would be a lot more well received. And Ghost did a lot of cool things as well. Like, I really liked the way perks were set up in this game. I thought the weapon variety was really cool. I liked a lot of the dynamic maps elements. I liked the field upgrade system, map specific kill streaks unique to just the map. There's a lot of things about Ghost that I like. While I don't think it's an awesome game, I do think it's underrated. So yeah, in a way, I do agree with you. People's nostalgia for Modern Warfare 2 blinds them. It's nothing that special. I wanted to include this comment in here because I could not disagree more. There's a part of me that really loves Modern Warfare 2, definitely because of the memories I hold on the game. I played it a lot growing up. I played it a lot with my friends from middle school, from high school. There is a little bit of that nostalgic feeling to me when it comes to this game. It's a lot more than just nostalgia as the reason why I love this game so much. There's a reason why people still talk about it to this day. Best Call of Duty maps of all time. Customizable kill streaks. Insanely good class customization. I think it's the best. Fuck the pick 10. It only worked once. Weapon variety in this game was insane, and there was so much to choose from. Fun factor was there in this game. So many different play styles. There's just so many different ways to play Modern Warfare 2. And on top of all that, there was just so much to do in this game. Modern Warfare 2 definitely benefited from coming out at the time that it did, but there was just so many things about Modern Warfare 2 that just made it such a good game. Black Ops 3's multiplayer was trash. Oh, you're gonna get some people coming after you for that one. I don't think it was trash. However, I don't think it's as good as people say it is. For me, Black Ops 3 suffers from the new school Call of Duty syndrome, which is the gameplay is super repetitive, the maps are really basic and straightforward. A lot of the unique customization that the old school Call of Duties had really wasn't in this game. I just found this game to be really repetitive, and I just did not want to play it for hours and hours on end. I had good times on this game. I don't think it's this terrible game, but I do not think the multiplayer is as good as people think it is. Black Ops 4 Zombies was fun to play. Did we play the same game? Nah, I mean, mean, not seriously though, I disagree heavily, man. I think a lot of the design choices in Black Ops 4 were made just to be different, just so convoluted, and just so... A lot of the changes made to Black Ops 4 Zombies really didn't need to happen. Yeah, you know, you could choose 4 perks and get the perks that you wanted the most. I understand it was made to, you know, change up the meta for the perks, but then people would just choose the best 4 perks to run, and then the map would be even less dynamic. I just don't think a lot of the maps are in this game are really good, to be honest. I really liked 9. I thought 9 was really fucking good. Ancient Evil was okay. Everything else to me was just either bland as fuck or just really bad. Nuketown is a trash map and has always been since it first came out in Black Ops 1. Facts. I'm sorry. I never understood the appeal of this map. Yeah, it's a small fucking clusterfuck. But I don't know, man. I don't think this map is just this incredible map. I don't get it. In terms of the small meat grinder maps that Call of Duty has had, I honestly think Nuketown is the worst one. Cold War isn't actually that bad. Listen, this doesn't have to be a hot take. You can like Cold War. I personally find the game repetitive and boring, but I understand why people like it. I know people love that Treyarch thing where they just make the game super straightforward and arcadey and out there and outlandish. There's nothing wrong with that. If you enjoy that game, if you enjoy that style of game, fucking do it, man. There's nothing wrong with that. The thing that I get really annoyed by is that people will hate on other people for liking something different than them. Like, that's why Twitter, the fucking cesspool it is almost impossible to go on there without fucking hating yourself, is because the amount of people that dedicate their lives to just shitting on other people for liking things that they don't. It's honestly, it's so sad, man. Like the game you like, man. And don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Dark Matter Ultra looks better than Dark Aether. DM Ultra isn't that bad of a camo, but am I the only one that thinks it looks like grape soda? Just like flowing grape soda coming out of like a soda fountain? Personally, I prefer salmon over cod, but that's just me. Haha, you're so funny. You're so hilarious. Thank you for the wonderful joke, Derb. You're absolutely fantastic. I think I'm going to call it there. I really enjoyed going through your comments, reading what you guys thought about Call of Duty in general, just because that's what I love about Call of Duty so much, is just that it has such a wide, vast audience that almost every opinion is different. So thank you so much for leaving all those comments. I loved reading through them. If you want to see more videos like this, please leave a like on it, because I would love to do something like this again. And if you're new around here, subscribe. I make mostly Call of Duty and Battlefield content, so if you're into that kind of thing, this channel's for you, man. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Take care. See ya.